Good morning, dear students. It is my third class, and today also I am going to teach you the last part of the topic at the high school. And in my last class, I discussed about Gandhi's opinion regarding handwriting. How to him handwriting was not at all a necessary part of English, or handwriting is not a necessary part of life. That means writing in a good hand was not regarded as a perfect symbol of education. Rather, later on he thought that actually writing in a good hand always plays a very important role in case of learning a perfect education. So this notion of Mahatma Gandhi actually changed when he went to South Africa, and there he saw that the young people as well as the people, that means those who were actually the South African lawyers, when he came in contact with them and saw their good handwritings, on that particular day he got the impression that always writing in a good hand creates a lot of things. Actually it has a good impact on everybody, and later on he tried to bring a change to his own handwriting, but how he could not come successful in doing all those things, he talks about that also. So today we shall discuss about that thing. I tried later to improve mine, but it was too late. So during the later part of life, when Gandhi had been to South Africa, and in South Africa when he was greatly influenced by the good handwriting of all those people, even the youths as well as the those who were the practicing law there, that means the lawyers, when he came to know about the good handwriting, the notion regarding handwriting was all completely changed. Then after that, that means he tried his best to improve his handwriting, but it was really too late by then. I could never repair the neglect of my youth. During his youth, that means Gandhi, whatever he neglected regarding writing in a good hand, he had to repent a lot for that. He tried his best to repair, to bring a change to that handwriting, but he could not come successful in doing that. Let every young man and woman be warned by my example and understand that good handwriting is a necessary part of education. Later on, when he could not come successful in repairing his own handwriting, he had the opinion that young people, both women as well as men, they should be warned by Gandhi's example. Means they should know, they should be prevent from Gandhi's example, that always actually good handwriting plays a very important role. It is a necessary part of our everyday education, and actually it impresses each and everybody. I am now of the opinion that children should first be taught the art of drawing. So, for the school children, for the children those who are in school, Gandhiji opines regarding those peoples, those students, that he is of the opinion, that means he is of the opinion that children should first be taught the art of drawing before learning to write. Before learning to write, how to write, before the students go for writing, they should learn first, they should be taught first how to actually draw different objects. How to draw different objects. Because if you can draw the different kinds of objects quite artistically in a beautiful manner, accordingly you can also change your handwriting. So let the child learn his letters by observation as he does different objects. So to his opinion, means to Gandhi actually, we the teachers as well as the parents, the guardians, we should let the children, the students learn their letters by observation. To observe what actually the different objects that a child does in his everyday life. The different objects such as flowers, birds and all other things that we find in our surrounding. When a child actually draws different kinds of objects, he gains some idea out of that, and by doing that, after that only he should go for learn the letters, so that he can write the things, he can write the things, he can do all other things in a good manner, in a well formed manner. So let the child will learn handwriting only after he learns how to draw objects. He will then write a beautifully formed hand. Then only he will get himself ready to write in a beautifully formed hand, which would be so legible, which would be good to look, and which will really impress others all about his or her handwriting. Sanskrit, however, proved a harder task. And what about Gandhi's subject of Sanskrit and another one, that is the Persian language? Gandhi had his Sanskrit as his subject, and how there was a rivalry between the Sanskrit teacher and the Persian teacher, he also talks about that in this topic. However, proved a harder task. To Gandhi, actually, Sanskrit was a harder task than the other subject, that is Persian. And in geometry, there was nothing to memorize. To Gandhi, he also discussed about geometry. Sanskrit and geometry, in comparison to that, Sanskrit was a harder task for Gandhi. What for? Now, in geometry, there was nothing to memorize. Whereas, in Sanskrit, I thought everything had to be learnt by heart. In geometry, nothing was to be kept in mind, nothing to be memorized. जोटा आम कहे घोषा पेरोट लाणी से जिनसा आमर कौटी संस्कृत सब करने को अच्छी whereas in geometry that is not found so whereas in Sanskrit I thought everything had to be learnt by heart. Only in geometry is to memorize the thing, whereas in Sanskrit we have to everything learnt by our heart. So this subject was also commenced from the 4th standard. Actually, this Sanskrit was also started. Commenced, that means started, when someone is at 4th standard. As soon as I entered the 6th, I became disheartened. So when Gandhi actually entered class 6, he became disheartened, that means he lost his heart. He became hopeless. What for? As soon as I entered the 6th, I became disheartened. The teacher was a hard taskmaster. Who was? The Sanskrit teacher. He was a hard taskmaster. Who is a hard taskmaster? Who provides the students to read so much, to read plenty of workload is there on the student. Who provides plenty of workload on the students is a hard taskmaster. So that Sanskrit teacher was a hard taskmaster and very anxious. He was eager enough, he was interested enough to provide hard tasks, to give hard tasks, to assign hard tasks to the student, and he also even went to the extent of forcing the student to do this and that, within a binding time limit. So there was a sort of rivalry going on between the Sanskrit and the Persian teacher. So there was a kind of rivalry, means both the Sanskrit teacher and the Persian teacher, they were in a state of competition, means they competed with each other. So there was a kind of rivalry between the Sanskrit teacher and the Persian teacher. The Persian teacher was lenient, but the Sanskrit teacher was a hard taskmaster, whereas the Persian teacher was not at all hard. He was somewhat a flexible one. He was not that so rigid in his work. So the Persian teacher is becoming so lenient, so flexible in his duties and work. The boys used to talk among themselves that the Persian was a very easy subject. The boys had the impression on the Persian teacher as well as the subject Percy that this subject actually it is easier than that of Sanskrit. And the Persian teacher was very good. He had the impression on the student that he was a good teacher really and considerate to the student. So can understand the student better than the Sanskrit teacher. So this kind of impression the Persian teacher had with him from the students. So very good and considerate to the students. The easiness tempted me and won day, the easiness tempted me, means the easiness of learning Persian language, Parsi, that is the easiness that tempted, that allured लोभासक्त करेला कहाँ to Gandhi to sit in the Persian class one day. So one day, as Gandhi also thought that means the Persian teacher created the impression on the student that Persian is a very easy subject, and the teacher himself also created regarding his personality that he was really a good and very friendly teacher with the student. So when the boys actually went on saying like this, discussing like this, Gandhi was also tempted by the easiness of that Persian language, and one day he sat in the Persian class. The Sanskrit teacher was grieved. When the Sanskrit teacher looked Gandhi sitting in the Persian class, he became very much grieved. He was in a state of sorrow. He became very sad. So the Sanskrit teacher was grieved. He called me to his side and said, so calling Gandhi to his side means to him. He told Gandhi that, how can you forget that you are the son of a Vaishnava father? By calling Gandhi to his side, the Sanskrit teacher told him about his being to a Vaishnava father, the son of a Vaishnava father. Won't you learn the language of your own religion? Actually, to the Sanskrit teacher, it is the language of the Vaishnava people, that is Sanskrit. Sanskrit is the language of the Vaishnava people, and the Sanskrit teacher reminded Gandhi about that being the son of a Vaishnava father, you should not forget the language Sanskrit. So, if you have any difficulty, why not you come to me? If at all, my dear Gandhi, if you find any difficulty in learning Sanskrit, you feel that Persian is easier than Sanskrit, then you are also finding difficulty in learning Sanskrit, then why don't you come to me? I am here to make you understand. You come. So, I shall teach you as per my ability. So, you student Sanskrit to the best of my ability. Whatever I am capable of teaching you in Sanskrit, to the best of my knowledge. Every time I will make you learn Sanskrit. So as soon as you proceed further, you will find in it things of absorbing interest. So the Sanskrit teacher also created another impression in Gandhi, that when you go further, when you go forward in learning Sanskrit, in Sanskrit learning actually you will find absorbing interest, means deep interest you will find there. You should not lose heart, come and sit again in the Sanskrit class. So, you should not lose your heart, you should not have any kind of problem with you, you should not be disheartened. So, come again and sit in my Sanskrit class. This kindness put me to shame. This kindness of the teacher, of the Sanskrit teacher, actually Gandhi that put Gandhi to shame. Gandhi became shame. He was ashamed of the Sanskrit teacher's kind and considering words. I could not disregard my teacher's affection. So on that particular day, Gandhi actually could not disregard. Disregard, it is the antonym of regard, and disregard my teacher's affection. The kind of affection that the Sanskrit teacher had towards Gandhi, he could not disregard that. He didn't be disloyal towards his Sanskrit teachers. Today I cannot but thank with gratitude of Krishna Shankar Pandya. Today I cannot but thank with gratitude. Gandhi has the deep kind of gratefulness, gratitude. Here the gratitude towards the Sanskrit teacher. Who was his Sanskrit teacher? Krishna Shankar Pandya. Krishna Shankar Pandya was the Sanskrit teacher of Gandhi, and Gandhi tells here that today I cannot but thank with gratitude of Krishna Shankar Pandya. What is his gratefulness towards Krishna Shankar Pandya? For if I had not acquired the little Sanskrit that I learnt then, Gandhi is of the opinion now that on that particular day he could not obey the words of his Sanskrit teacher and could not join the Sanskrit lesson, then he could not have been in such a position of learning his own sacred books. Gandhiji here thinks so. If at all he learned somehow Sanskrit there, then of course he was not so much a knowledgeable person regarding Sanskrit, but he could at least understand the things, the morals of his own religion. So I should have found it difficult to take any interest in our sacred books. While Gandhi goes through his sacred books, reading his sacred books, and tries to gain what are the themes, what are the roots of the religion, then he could have found it difficult to understand all these things. In fact, I deeply regret that I was not able to acquire a more thorough knowledge of the language. In fact, obviously, it would have happened to Gandhi in this way that Gandhi now deeply regrets. What for? Gandhi has the grief. Gandhi has been grieved. He has a kind of sadness. He is in a state of sorrowful state. What for? Now, I was not able to acquire a more thorough knowledge. If I was not able to acquire a more thorough knowledge of the language, Jadi, what कहते Gandhi? If he had not acquired any minimum knowledge in Sanskrit there, then on that being impressed by his Sanskrit teacher, he would not have sat in the Sanskrit class. Then he would not have been able to understand his language of his own religion. So this is the kind of gratefulness or kind of gratitude Gandhi had towards his Sanskrit teacher. So this is the end of the topic. Actually we came to know how Gandhi talked about different things, so many things during his school days. This topic consists of all these things. Let us have an end here. Again we shall have another class and another topic will also be discussed. Thank you.